Hi everyone. Um, this is my final presentation observational research PowerPoint. So the community I observed is young adults and elderly in the gym to see the different levels of intensity of their workouts. And the topic of interest I chose was I was trying to explore how intense people work out at the gym and how long their breaks are in between each set for cardio and weightlifting during slow hour and rush hour. Why did you pick this community? I chose this community because physical exercise is important and I wanted to see the different levels of intensity the elderly and young adults endure during their time in the gym. Methods. So explain observational research plan. So my plan was to research demographics, social demographics, and movement workout patterns in the morning at 11 a.m. during slow hour and in the evening at 6 p.m. during rush hour. Socio-demographics of my participants, predominantly white, Black, and Mexican individuals, mix of women and men. Dates, times, and location of my observations. So the first date was November 20th at 11 a.m. And the location was at the gym I usually attend, which is LA Fitness in Riverside, California. And then the next day, I ended up going November 21st at 6 p.m. At the same location to see if there was a difference between the hours and everything with the different levels of intensity. Methods part two. So for the field note approach, my field notes were taken on my phone and iPad, but written with a stylus pen, trying to note take in the moment so I do not miss anything. And then my data analysis approach. My data analysis focused primarily on the age group of participants, gender, types of workout being done, weightlifting or cardio, and pattern of low intensity, moderate intensity, or high intensity exercises. Qualitative analysis approach to determine when people exercise with the highest intensity, morning or evening. Here are my findings, and a few examples of my detailed observations. So observation period one, during 11 a.m., it was slow, not too many people, mainly elderly individuals ranging from 40s to 60s. There's also a lot of retired individuals that come at this hour. Um, Observation period one, continuing around 7 people in the cardio section. They were mainly on the treadmills, not so much the stairs, the Stairmaster or the elliptical. There was 4 women and um 3 were men. The first woman I observed was slow walking, which is considered a low intensity workout, and the second woman I observed was sprinting at a high intensity around like a 7 speed. And then continuing, the first man observed was in his 40s, doing slow walking on the treadmill at a speed of 2.5, which is considered a low intensity workout. Another man on the treadmill, his late 40s, he had a strong physique. He was jogging on the treadmill at a speed of 5, which is considered a moderate intensity. And for those people I observed, they took around 30-second to 2-minute breaks on their phones and everything. Continuing, around 10 people total were in the weightlifting area at this hour. There were 6 men and 4 women. 2 of the women were working on their legs, and the other 2 women were working on their upper body. One man was focusing on his legs, and the rest of the men were working on their upper body. Everyone observed for intensity was ranged between low to moderate. Here's my findings, part two. So this is observation period two. So I went again the next day during rush hour at 6 p.m. There are many more individuals because they get off work and school. At least 50 to 60 people during this time. The crowd was a lot younger, ranging from teenagers from 19 to late 30s, but majority of the crowd were individuals in their early 20s. About 15 people in the cardio section. There was like a mix of women and men, predominantly white and Mexican individuals. The first man I observed was in his late 20s, running on the treadmill with a speed of 8, which is considered high intensity. Also observed a woman around age 19 to 20 doing a high incline on treadmill around 3.5 speed for roughly 30 minutes, which is considered moderate to high intensity. Now, granted, there was a lot of people at the gym at this time, so I couldn't observe every single person. Um, but continuing on, there was about 40 people in the weightlifting section. There was a mix of men and women, um, white, black, and Mexican individuals. Um, Sorry, I just noticed I put a woman instead of women. So there was a mix of men and women, white, black, and Mexican individuals. I noticed more workout partners in the weight section taking turns or help spawning each other with the heavy weights. Um, and moving forward, the first man I observed looked like they were in their 20s doing a bench press with a 135-pound weight, which is considered a high intensity workout because that's a lot of weight you're like pushing up from your chest. And next person I observed was a woman in her early 30s working on the ab machine doing multiple sets till failure, which is considered a low moderate exercise. So findings part 3. So morning time around 11 a.m., it's less crowded, considered slow hour, less people at the gym, roughly 15 to 20 individuals. More of an elderly crowd, retired individuals, predominantly white, Mexican, and black individuals. And at this hour, it was mainly lower intensity exercises. In the evening time around 6 p.m., it was a lot more crowded. That is considered rush hour. Most people come at this time after work and school, roughly 50 to 60 people in the gym, around 19 to late 30s, predominantly individuals in their 20s. And at this hour, it was shown to have more higher intensity workouts. Personal reflection, what did you find most surprising? What I found most surprising is how some of the elderly individuals in the morning would do a mix of low and high intensity workouts. Most elderly people tend to do low intensity workouts so they do not hurt themselves. So it was inspiring to see some of them getting into the cardio and like weightlifting. What matched your expectations? I already knew that there would be less of a crowd at 11 a.m. compared to 6 p.m. because most people tend to go work out once they're done with their jobs or out of school, so it's expected to see more of a crowd in the evening. What also matched my expectations is I knew there would be more of an older crowd in the morning and a younger crowd in the evening. Most individuals tend to work out more intensely in the evening, so they are tired by the time bedtime comes around. There's a lot of many reasons why people work out to deal with stress, anxiety, to tire themselves out for bed, and overall, to improve their physical health. Personal reflection part 2, how you felt about an observational study and compare with other research methods you've done. I've never done an observational study before. This is my first time and it was interesting and I would do it again because you never really notice things in life until you're just sitting there observing. Other other research methods I have done is surveying people, interviewing individuals, and quantitative research. Other personal reflections from the field note report. When there was a lot of people in the gym, it was hard to observe every single person, especially during rush hour. So I had observed the people that stuck out to me. It was a little hard to jot all the notes down quickly, but after 2 days of observations, I was able to gather a lot of notes. Conclusion. In conclusion, most individuals will work out with a high intensity in the evening time, while other individuals work out with low intensity in the morning. Younger individuals come in the evening, while older individuals come in the morning to the gym. The gym is heavily crowded during rush hour, which is evening time, and less crowded in the morning. Areas for future research to see if people prefer cardio or weightlifting more and why. I would definitely like to see that as a future research question. If we ever did another observational research study in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching my presentation.